Hello and welcome to Grain. On today's episode, we're going to push Ilford HP5 to 1600. We're at this really cool Rocket Town 6th Avenue skate park here in Nashville. And the lighting's pretty low, so we're going to go ahead and push HP5 to 1600. I've never done that before. So it should be a fun experiment, and hopefully we get something cool out of it. So let's go. So first things first, let's talk about what pushing film means. Now, when we push film, it basically means we're gonna be able to shoot in lower light, lower contrast situations. So our skate park was perfect for this because it was both low light and low contrast. Now, when I set the ISO dial on the camera to 400, I was getting shutter speeds of around 1/15 of a second, which was way too slow for just like straight ahead photography. It would have been cool to get some like motion blur stuff, but I don't want a whole roll of like blurry garbage. So we went ahead and pushed the ISO dial on the camera all the way up to 1600, which gave me shutter speeds of around 1/25. Much better. There's probably still gonna be some blurry stuff in there, but it's gonna be a lot more sharper and detailed than if we were shooting at 1/15. Now, if we were to develop it as normal, we would get really underexposed, probably nothing, totally clear, garbage negative. So don't do that. But when we develop it at 1600 or for 1600, we're extracting more detail out of it by developing it longer. Now, we don't get any more detail out of the shadow or dark areas because you're not gonna be getting any detail out of those areas no matter what film speed you shoot at. So you can't use this to shoot in the dark, but you can use it to make a bad situation a little bit better. It does come at a cost with a higher contrast and higher grain and slightly lower resolution, but you really have to kind of weigh out what's more important to you or shoot on something else. I don't know, you could shoot at a higher speed film or on digital. So we're gonna go onto massive dev chart. We're gonna plug in the film we're using. We're gonna plug in the developer, and it will spit out the development time that we need for pushing film. So let's go develop some stuff. Okay, if you just Google massive dev chart, DEV, and when you go to the website, you'll see some boxes in the top left. You select your film stock, which we're selecting Ilford HP5. And you will also select your developer, which mine is Kodak D76. And then I select Fahrenheit as the temperature preference. And here you'll get a spit out of all of the different times for different ISOs. So at 1600, I'm doing 1+1, which is 1 part stock, 1 part water. And my dev time is 18 minutes. And that's at 1600, 1+1. If you're going stock, it's at 14 minutes, and that's just straight developer without cutting it with any water. So we will be developing this for 18 minutes. Okay, so here we are developing. I did call an audible right at the last second. When I poured the D76 into my measuring beaker, I had 8 ounces, which put me 2 ounces shy of full stock development. Which would have cut my time down substantially. So I decided what I would do was do 8 ounces of stock solution, 2 ounces of water. And I adjusted the time by 2 minutes. So I got to that time because the stock solution developing time is 14 minutes. The diluted 1+1 is 18 minutes. So I just split the difference and developed for 16. And I say that only to illustrate that you can experiment a little with your time and your temp and your developing strengths. And as long as you're somewhere in the ballpark, you're gonna get some pretty usable images, at least in my experience. Your results may vary, don't quote me on that. So don't be afraid to experiment. This is all fun, and let's just have a good time. So the scans you're about to see, there's not as many as I would have liked to have shown you today, but I just shot a lot of duplicates, and please excuse some of them are out of focus and just not very interesting shots, but it's really just to illustrate what you can do with pushing film. So enjoy. So there you have it. So have you pushed film before? Because this was my first time. I'm sure I did some stuff wrong, but if you guys have other ideas about how to push film or how to get some different results or better results or worse results, whatever, just let me know. I developed this channel because I want to have these kinds of conversations with people who have these shared interests. I'm not like a voice of authority on the subject. I'm just an enthusiast who likes to do this stuff. I know there are other ways. I know there are people doing it different ways. So why don't you guys tell me how you're doing things, and let's start a conversation. We'll have a little dialogue about it, a little tete-a-tete, a little powwow. That's it, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching Grain, and we'll catch you next time.